The decision by Ferrari to extend its collaboration with Frederic Vasseur in Formula One represents a highly deliberate and strategically calculated move by the team's senior leadership. At a moment in which the Maranello-based team is preparing to face one of the most significant and transformative challenges in its recent history, the sweeping and unprecedented regulatory changes scheduled for the 2026 Formula One season, the ownership of Ferrari has chosen to place a clear emphasis on managerial stability. In other words, the leadership has prioritized the principle of continuity. Ferrari's executive board and top management firmly believe that maintaining a stable leadership environment is not just desirable, but is, in fact, a fundamental prerequisite for building a long-term, sustainable, and ultimately winning project in Formula One. Frederic Vasseur is viewed by the leadership as the ideal profile to guide the team through this crucial and highly demanding transitional phase. The drivers themselves share this conviction, which is why both Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc have, on numerous occasions, publicly praised Frederic Vasseur's professional approach, disciplined work ethic, and methodical management style during his tenure as the former Alfa Romeo team principal. The extension of Fred Vasseur's contract came during a particularly difficult and challenging period of the current Formula One season, characterized by race results and overall performances that fell short of both the team's internal expectations and the broader expectations of the passionate Ferrari fan base. These suboptimal results inevitably fueled significant criticism from both media outlets and commentators, while also prompting widespread speculation regarding the potential future of the team principal position. Given these circumstances, the decision to renew the Frenchman's contract may have seemed surprising to some, but it was perhaps an unavoidable outcome in light of Ferrari's broader strategic vision. Fred Vasseur himself has openly acknowledged that the path has been complex and full of challenges, but he has consistently emphasized that the structural and organizational changes introduced over the last several months are intended to deliver tangible results and performance improvements over the medium term, rather than immediate gains. One of the most heavily discussed and debated aspects of Ferrari's ongoing challenges relates directly to the team's interactions with the media and its management of public perception. Frederic Vasseur has repeatedly highlighted how, in Italy, media coverage of Formula One is particularly intense and, in certain instances, excessively emotional or sensationalized. This kind of coverage can, according to Vasseur, significantly influence public perception regarding the various difficulties that Ferrari as a team may encounter throughout a highly competitive season. He has suggested that this media environment has contributed to heightened tensions within the team and may have even slowed down the process of negotiating and extending his contract. The French team principal has also taken care to defend Loic Serra, clarifying that Serra's role within the team was never intended to function as a technical director, but was instead designed to provide structured and focused support for the car development process. By doing so, Vasseur sought to clearly delineate the responsibilities within the team and to emphasize that the SF25 project was ultimately conceived, developed, and refined under the direct guidance and leadership of Enrico Cardile, Ferrari's former technical director. This clarification underscores Vasseur's approach to maintaining transparency and accountability within the technical hierarchy of the team. A comparison with McLaren inevitably arises in discussions about team management and organizational strategy. After years of operational difficulties and a challenging, ultimately unsuccessful technical partnership with Honda, the British team managed to regain a level of competitiveness by adopting a methodical and highly structured approach to team management. Importantly, McLaren also benefited from minimal media interference and a deliberate effort to shield the internal working environment from unnecessary distractions. Vasseur has pointed out that the absence of disruptive internal rumors, coupled with the ability to maintain and protect a focused and professional work environment, were decisive factors in the resurgence and gradual recovery of the Woking-based Formula One team. These observations implicitly suggest that Ferrari, despite its historic legacy, faces similar challenges in balancing transparency with internal stability. Assuming the position of Ferrari team principal has never been, and likely never will be, a simple or straightforward assignment, the weight of Ferrari's history, the immense pressure exerted by its passionate global fan base, and the long-standing absence of a world championship title make this leadership role one of the most complex and high-stakes positions in all of motorsport. Frederic Vasseur brings with him a wealth of experience accumulated over many years within the world of racing, including notable successes across multiple categories and series. However, the challenge of leading Ferrari in Formula One demands an entirely different level of responsibility and accountability, one that is both exceptional in scope and unique in its significance. Within this demanding scenario, the French manager emphasizes that communication plays an absolutely critical role. Simply minimizing problems, offering partial explanations, or relying exclusively on external justifications is insufficient. Ferrari must demonstrate the capacity to confront directly both its technical and organizational challenges. Only by doing so can the team transform the managerial continuity that has been promised into a genuine and tangible competitive advantage that positively impacts on-track performance. Any approach that relies solely on rhetoric or superficial narratives, Fred Vasseur insists, is insufficient and ultimately unproductive. The future trajectory of Ferrari in Formula One will largely depend on the team's ability to successfully combine three essential elements: innovative technical development, internal organizational stability, and the skillful management of external pressures from media, sponsors, and the passionate fan base. The decision to confirm Frederic Vasseur as team principal sends a clear and unmistakable signal that Ferrari's ownership has chosen to pursue a strategy grounded in gradual progress, strong team cohesion, and the careful construction of a long-term competitive project. Time, as always, and above all, on-track performance, will ultimately determine whether this strategic choice proves to be a successful and winning approach for one of the most iconic teams in motorsport history. Ferrari's challenges are not merely technical or organizational. They are also deeply cultural, requiring the management of expectations from an extraordinarily passionate and informed fan base that holds the Scuderia to the highest standards. This includes not only the legendary Tifosi in Italy, but also fans across the globe who follow the Formula One championship closely. Vasseur's role, therefore, extends beyond the conventional responsibilities of managing a racing team. It also involves safeguarding the Ferrari legacy, nurturing team morale, and ensuring that every decision contributes to long-term competitiveness without sacrificing short-term operational efficiency. The confirmation of Fred Vasseur is also a statement about Ferrari's commitment to continuity and stability as guiding principles in its operational philosophy. Rather than reacting impulsively to a period of disappointing results or yielding to external pressure from critics, the team has demonstrated a willingness to invest in a structured and thoughtful process of organizational and technical development. In doing so, Ferrari aims to avoid the pitfalls that have historically undermined other teams, particularly those that sought rapid change without establishing a solid foundation of internal cohesion and long-term strategic vision. For drivers such as Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, the continuity provided by Fred Vasseur's leadership is particularly valuable. It ensures that the development path of the SF25 car, as well as future projects, remains coherent and consistent. This coherence allows both drivers to focus on extracting maximum performance on track, rather than being distracted by managerial instability or uncertainty regarding team direction. Similarly, the technical staff benefits from a clear chain of command and a defined set of priorities, which enhances efficiency, accelerates development, and fosters a professional environment conducive to success. Ultimately, Ferrari's choice to extend Frederic Vasseur's tenure reflects a broader philosophy that prioritizes thoughtful and incremental progress over reactive measures. By balancing innovation, stability, and strategic management, Ferrari aims to strengthen both its on-track competitiveness and its off-track organizational culture. Whether this decision will prove to be a winning formula will be determined by the combination of time, driver performance, technical excellence, and the team's ability to handle the pressures that inevitably accompany life at the pinnacle of Formula One.